Welcome to Your Daily Dose, a devotion ministry of the Faith Baptist Church of Franklin and Middletown, Ohio. Thanks for joining us each weekday as we share God's Word with you. It's your daily prescription for all that ails you. And now, Your Daily Dose.
Well, I want to read all the 23rd Psalm and comment on some of it, I reckon. Well, this is our daily dose, and we're going to be in the 23rd Psalm. I'll read the 23rd Psalm and comment some about that. One of my favorite chapters in Psalm, and it's very true. So we'll read starting in verse 1. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul, and leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley and the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. So, what I like about this chapter is I think everybody can relate to it, and everybody goes through this some time or another in life, because God's always taking care of us, always there with us. Whatever we go through and whatever we think we're facing, He's done been through it, and He knows that's going to go on the other side. We don't, although we think we do sometimes, but I am thankful for that. I have no more trouble than anybody else. My trouble's no different than anybody else's. Maybe I think I do sometimes, but I manage with the help of my good friends in the Lord to get through, and I'm thankful for that. But just like it said here, the Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want. Now you think about that verse right there. What is a shepherd? He cares for his flock, we're his flock. He cares for his people. He watches over us, and he takes care of us, and no better shepherd going to have than that. And he laid down his life for us and died for us, and yet he leads us and takes care of us all through life. He's always there with us. He knows every move we make, everything we're going to do. And then there, the second verse goes on to say, He maketh me to lie down in green pasture. What's this tell me there? The first part of that verse is that whatever we need, He's going to give it to us. Pasture is green, it's great. Cattle can eat of it and never have to want. What He's saying there with that, He will supply our need. We might think we need something else, but He's got it already figured out. He will give us our need, and our need is met by Him. We cannot do it ourselves. We think we can. We don't do anything on our own. We get everything from Him. He gives it to us as He sees fit, and it's there for us, supplied by Him. He's always going to do that for us, and we cannot even begin to understand it all, how He does it, but He does. And it says He leadeth me, the second part, He leadeth me beside the still waters. Well, what's that? Where we go is peace, quietness, and everything else. He's not talking about the water we drink. He's talking about the things within our soul, within us, that He does for us, that takes place, is always going to be there. Nowhere in the Bible does God say He'll forsake us. And that's what He's talking about here. He's always going to be with us. He'll never leave us. We never have to want for anything. He's going to give it to us. Then He says He restoreth my soul. Well, what is that? Well, what is that? He restores your soul. Your soul, your inner being of you. You can see my soul, you can see me, but God can. You can't see inside of a man and woman to see what their soul is like, but it's the inner being of that person. And that's the part that He takes care of. That's the part He died for. The Lord didn't die to save our natural bodies, no part of it. And our natural body won't be in heaven. You know, the thing we need to understand here tonight is that we don't have no blood in them to get to heaven. That won't be there. Our flesh will be there, but Job said, "Yet in my flesh shall I see God. Though flesh and blood will not inherit the kingdom of heaven," he said, "in my flesh shall I see God." So here he restoreth the soul. The soul's the only thing God cares anything about. Well, he loves us as we live down here. We know that. He takes care of us, but the thing about it is, he takes care of the body, and he knows at a certain time he's got it made like that, it's going to wear out. This body is, because we don't need it anymore, and it'll be gone. But the soul is going to take care of forever. He'll never, never, ever let go of that. I mean, he died for us, he saved us, and that's the part he takes to heaven with him when it's time. You know, whenever we die, the body said that. Corinthians, I said, heaven and body present with the Lord. We'll be with the Lord. Not this body won't be, but our soul, our spirit will be with the Lord. He leads me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. Well, preacher, what does that mean? It means that he leads us in the right ways. Now, people say, well, I get out here and do things, and I shouldn't do them, but it's there, and there's nothing to keep me from doing it. Well, yes, there is. If he's going to lead us in the path of righteousness, why would he lead us into something wrong? Why would he cause you to go over here and do something you shouldn't do, and be an embarrassment to yourself, and also bring him down? He's not going to do that. Lead him in the path of righteousness to keep our heads up and to keep us on the right path. Make sure we're right. And why does he do that? For his name's sake. He does it because we are ambassadors of his. We're out there in the world. We're going around. Should be looking to him for everything and having him on our mind at all time, uplifting him so people can see God in what we're doing. And that's something we should do. For one thing, and the other day, Paul went through Taco Bell and got a little bite to eat, and the man was waiting on us, so the sign on my van says, "Choose life." And he made a comment, he said, "Whatever you're doing, I thank God for you." And we left. Paul thought, well, what? And Paul said, "What does that mean?" I said, "He's seen a sign on my van, Paul, choose life." I said, "He's probably one of these people that's smart, not against abortion." Paul said, "He's young." I said, "Young people will be saved, Paul, and live for the Lord." And I think that's what it was, If you walk in this path the way he leads you, it's going to come back to good for you because they're going to notice. And there's nothing no better than have somebody notice what you're doing for the Lord. We go from day to day, and a lot of us don't even take time to let people see God in their life. We just think, well, what's going on? They don't know what's going on. They don't even care. Well, evidently they do notice. I bet people notice that, say something about that to me a few times before, and it's great that they can notice that. Then here he says in 4, "Yea, though I walk through the valley and shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for without with me, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me." What's that talking about? When you die, you go through a valley and shadow of death. Your body dies, but your soul goes on to be with the Lord. I know when my wife passed, soon will be 3 years ago, we all sit with her in a room till she passed. We were in the hospital with her, and she went so peaceful because she knew she was going to go be with the Lord. I know me and my daughter-in-law Becky walked in the room that day, and she was legit, I don't think it was completely out of herself, but she looked at me and Becky. She said, "Well, I'm going to tell you all something. I'm not going to go back home down here. I'm going home to be with the Lord, and I'm ready to go. And y'all meet me on the other side." And that's all she said. Then she just started laying there praying that everything would be okay with God. When he took her home, I said it already was, but she wanted to make sure. That's the valley and shadow of death. She faced that through pain and all, but yet she knew that God was taking her home, and her soul's going to be with the Lord. That's why we need to all leave this world. Leave the world that we know that we're going to the valley and shadow of death. Going to leave loved ones behind, friends behind. They're going to weep over us when we go, and that's natural, I guess, for them to do that. But we're going to be on the other side, not having to worry about a thing. I think that's one of the greatest things about this life. We can enjoy each other down here and serve God and love the Lord and do the great thing the best we can. But the thing about it is, when we leave this world, when Noah comes down for our body to go on to be with the Lord, We can say like David here, yea, though I walk through the valley and shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Who's with us? God. God's going all the way with us. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. What does that mean? He goes all the way with us. You know, families can go to the cemetery, can watch us be put in the ground. Our body, that is. We have to turn around and walk away, but Jesus goes all the way through death with us. That's what he said right here. And that's why he couldn't fear, didn't have no fear of going through this. That's why he could say, God with me. He knew that God was going to be with him when he went through death. Then he goes on here and says, thou preparest a table for me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, and my cup runneth over. Well, what's that talking about? Well, it means he does away when enemies come upon us. He protects us. Doesn't mean he sets a table out there and says, sit here and eat while they beat you up or something like that. What he's saying is, I'm taking care of you. So, you know, in the presence of those that hate you or want to do something bad to you, let them do it. I'm still with you. I'm taking care of it, you know. And I've often said, somebody said, well, the way things are going in this world now, the way things are, they might just start shooting people and killing people. Well, I said, that's good. Why? Because they just come and promote me on into heaven. I'm not worried about it. You don't need to be worried about it. I said, I'm not worried about it. You know, I know I'm going. If they decide to shoot me, that's fine, you know, because I'll be with Jesus. So, you know, and I know what's going to happen to me when I leave this world. Know where I'm going. You can know and know and know that you're saved. And you don't have to worry about nothing. Somebody said, you can know you're saved? Yes. You better know it. If you don't know it, then, my friend, you're in trouble. Because it's too late after you leave this world to get ready, you know, and to make things right. Because you're gone then, nothing you can do about it. You do it now while you're still here. Then let's look at 6. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. You say everything's been great in your life. No, I didn't say that. But goodness and mercy has always been there for me. And you know, as I go along, I see all the greatness that he does for me. So much more than what little bit I've been through. So much more than I could ever go through. Because you know why? Jesus is taking care of me. And I got good friends that help me out in this world, and I don't have to worry too much about this life. Because goodness and mercy shall follow us all the days of our life. And you know, as long as we trust in the Lord and do what he says to do, and walk with him and try to do the best we can, we're going to make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. God looks at you and says, I'm living great. Buddy, I've got it made. I'm living above sin. I look at him and say, no, you're lying, because you're not living above sin. Nobody can. Wish we could, but we can't do that. But we can be assured of one thing. He's going to be there with us and take care of us. You know, and he will forgive us. That's the good thing about God. He forgives us. Every time I make a mistake, and say I don't make a mistake, no, you just lied then. That's what you're doing, because you're making a mistake. And people have said to me, I got saved so-and-so years ago, and since I've never sinned. I come and say, well, I say, what kind of God do you serve? Because the God I serve and tells me, my Bible tells me, you don't live like that. You can't live like that. You say you're saved forever. Yes, you are. Eternal security is real. Well, if you're saved forever, why don't you sin? I do sin. Oh, you do? Yeah. Ask God to forgive me. Man says he don't sin's a liar. That's the first sin he's committing right there. So, you know, but the thing about it is, this vice versa, surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. So, although we go through all this stuff here, and do all these things, here he is. He's going to be there with goodness and mercy all the days of our life. And we will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. This 23rd Psalm is one of the greatest promises in the Bible is every man to mankind. All the things you go through with, and it's one short Psalms, all the things you have to walk through. At the end of it, he says, surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I'll dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Think about that. You know, you live down here, you grow up, and, you know, you meet your wife that the good Lord gives you. That's the way most of us are supposed to do it. You live your life together, then one of you goes on to be the Lord, and you're waiting to go on to be with Him. But it's a great life all the way through. Well, there's things we have to go through with. There's trials we go through, and there's burdens sometimes, a lot of times, and people leave us in this world, our families leave us. But that's nothing. Because we're going to be with Jesus. We don't have to worry about it one day. So all I do is just look forward from the one day to the next, and that's the good Lord to help me, and He does. I live every day for Him. I live every day I love Him. He loved me before I loved Him. He saved me 61 years ago. And I don't have nothing to fear, my friend. I fear the Lord, and that's it. I know I'm going to die in this life, but that's good. I'm going to be with Jesus. In the meantime, I'm going to keep serving Him, keep going to church, and living Him. That's what we all need to do. I think that's about all we got to say. Hope that was long enough. And we will do this another time when Brother Bob gets ready. May God bless you, and you have a good day.
This has been your Daily Dose, a ministry of Faith Baptist Church. Subscribe to our YouTube channel today and click the bell next to the button to sign up for email notifications each time we live stream or release a new video. To learn more about faith, please visit our website, fitinatfaith.com, for more information about our church. Have a great day in the Lord.